Welcome back, everybody, to Frankfurt Regionals. We're here just about to kick off round 7. It is myself, Joe Yates, and I'm joined again by Lydia.
Hi! Yeah, we're going to have a look at a Spanish battle.
Yeah, the Spanish mirror.
Crazy. Yeah, those are two guys that are rather unknown on the international stage, but I think they are part of Pedro's Spanish testing group, so...
Could be, and they've both got like pretty decent records going on so
Yeah.
far.
Actually, this is a win and in already. They are both on 501. So if they win the next round, they could potentially ID the next 2 rounds, and they're guaranteed for day 2.
Yeah, a very good position to be in indeed. We're looking at sort of a similar matchup to what we saw last time, but there's some spicier techs, is the way I would phrase it, coming into this one for sure. Danny himself is running the Metagross Magnezone, actually, I should say, for this one.
Yeah, he's Magnezone. There's no Metagross in this deck.
So a metal-ish deck anyway. But he's running some cool stuff too. Like with Magnezone, you obviously want a lot of energy in hand, so he's got himself a copy of Fisherman to keep that energy going. He's got my favourite Pokemon now, Dustmane Necrozma GX, also in this deck.
And Solgaleo.
And he has Solgaleo as well.
So this is going to be interesting. I hope we don't mix that up too
very
much.
confusing for me, yes.
He also plays a copy of Stakataka, a Pokemon that is, hit the playing field with the new set. So it's going to be interesting how this interacts.
Yeah. And one thing to note is he's playing the Stakataka, he's also got the Beast Energy in his deck as well. So Stakataka's GX attack does hit quite hard, and its regular attack with the Beast Energy and Choice Band still hits pretty hard.
He plays a Prism Energy. No, Energy into Prisma. Is that Beast Energy?
It's either Beast Energy or Super Boost, and I think it's more likely to be Beast Energy.
Okay.
It could be Super Boost.
Probably.
He just really wants to attack with Magnezone, but I don't know.
Yeah, on the other hand, we have Rayquaza Vikavolt, a deck we've just seen, but we have a slightly different build.
Yeah, looks like it. This guy, Javier Jofre, he's opted for 2 Delmies. It's something we didn't see in the last game. People play Delmies as like a counter to these Shrine decks. It's a good non-GX attacker. It hits 130 damage. That's a big number these days, and it takes out a lot of threats.
It is. He's only playing 1 Marshadow though, so
that's standard enough.
Interesting. He's also playing Pokemon Fan Club. I like that. Both lists are in Spanish, so some cards are not
we might get
to
one or
identify.
2 things wrong. One thing I do want to know, because he's got the Delmies, of course, he's got an 8-6 split of energy as opposed to the usual 7-7, because he wants more grass energy in his deck to attack with the Delmies. So that makes complete sense. Anyway, they've just about finished shuffling up, and they should be ready to go anytime soon. And here we go.
It's interesting to see what they have in their prize cards. Time to start the timer.
Yep.
And there we go. Daniel is starting with a Magnezone. No.
Magnezone.
Of course not.
It'd be amazing if you were starting with Magnezone. It's got that talent ability. That'd be incredible.
I guess it's a good start. I'm not too familiar with the deck, I must admit. Neither
am I, but there are a couple of different Magnemite you can play, so I'll talk about that quick. He's got the Searching Magnet one. Some of them have like different retreat costs and stuff like this. Searching Magnet's putting 3 mental energy into your hands. Obviously it synergizes with the Magnezone itself pretty well. You probably aren't declaring this attack very often, but it's cute if you pull it off.
Yeah, it also has a cute artwork, so...
Yeah, definitely. And that goes a long way.
Yeah, usually it makes not too much of a difference what basic you're playing if it's only about the attack. Because if you're using the attack of a basic support Pokemon, you're probably in a really desperate spot.
You're probably not doing too hot. Mostly it's just with the extra HP and stuff like that people will be putting
extra HP or retreat costs, or maybe sometimes weakness and resistance is different on the same Pokemon, so yeah.
We do see Javier opening with a Grubbin as well, so a good turn 1 for him.
It is.
Despite
not playing next to his Grubbin?
It's Delmies.
Yeah.
Of course. The Stevens Resolve? Okay. Because I was going to go Stevens Advice and go all the way back to my old cards again. But Stevens Resolve is something we haven't seen on stream yet, but it's a really cool card. It lets you just search for 3 cards and put them straight into your hand, with the downside that your turn just ends afterwards. So the thing is, it's like Lily for 8. In that you play Lily for 8, you might get the combo you need for the stage 2, and then you can keep playing the other cards in your hand. Stevens is a little riskier. And you're punished by Marshadow and Judge a lot more, but if they don't Marshadow or Judge you, the payoff is crazy good.
But in the first turn, it's a pretty good card because
Exactly.
it can't really attack anyway, so...
Yeah. He wasn't exactly going to declare Searching Magnet that turn, so I think it's completely fine to play here. And it looks like... Yeah.
He tried to bend the Pokemon already,
Yeah.
which he obviously is not allowed to do because his turn just ended.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame him for thinking it was a Bridget or something. Three cards, one on the bench.
Attack, easy call.
Exactly. I do want to know how many Stevens he is actually playing.
I think Steven might have a different name in Spanish.
Decision Maximo, I think that one is. And it looks like it's just the one copy of it. So, first of all, incredible name in Spanish. Way better than Steven's Resolve. But yeah, it's just the one copy of it. He was lucky enough to open it with his hand. Of course, you can always just lay for it too. Not the kind of thing you want to run multiple copies of, because as you said, turn 1 it's great, but past that, not so much.
Yeah, you really only wanted turn 1, so that's fine.
And not a fantastic turn from Javier actually on the back of that. It looks like he's just passed it back over to Daniel, so we'll see the Stevens Resolve really coming into action here.
That's nice to see Rare Candy going for Magnezone.
Yeah, and Magnezone basically just lets you attach metal energy from your hand whenever you want. Just skip the rule completely.
It sounds quite good to me.
Usually being able to attach as many energies as you want is pretty good.
And he's attaching it to Stakataka GX.
Yeah.
It's a cool Pokemon itself. It's one of the new Ultra Beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also got that Assembly GX. Worth noting, it's 50 plus, not 50 times. That damage does add up pretty quickly. It's not doing too much right now.
We see a lady being played. It's also one of the newer cards.
It is.
4 basic energy cards out of your deck when you are able to attach as many basic energy cards as you like. That sounds pretty good to me.
That's a lot of value, and he's going to get all these down right now. One thing I will point out about Danny's list is that he's playing Lady and Fisherman, but a lot of these lists opt to play like 2-2 Rabombi or 1-1 Rabombi, which has an ability that just lets you search out energy. He's clearly thought Rabombi has terrible HP and it's just a liability on my board, and setting up a stage 1 is too much work. I'm just going to go with supporters, and look at his board. It's worked out pretty well.
Look at his record.
Exactly,
I mean, there needs to be something.
He's doing something right.
It's Javier's turn again, and it looks like he's actually able to do something, which is
great.
We're going to see a real game.
Had us worried there for a second.
Yeah, but maybe he also had access to the cards, but just wanted to bench the Grubbin, leave it there for a turn. Maybe. We see Vikavolt. Do you know if he has the rare candies, though?
I imagine there's no way you'd grab the Vikavolt if you didn't, surely.
Yeah, true. And
I mean, I hope he does.
The candy.
Okay, there it is.
For a moment, I thought he was pausing again because he did that.
I did,
thing with his hand. But
I was like, you can strong charge, actually. I'm not seeing him taking a KO here for sure. Especially with Stack Attacker's ability, it reduces 10 damage done to it. I believe it applies to itself as well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, your Ultra Beasts take 10 less damage. That's all it says. Very straightforward. Yeah. So of course that applies to Dustmane Necrozma as well.
Yeah. And no Solgaleo, no Ultra Beast.
This isn't confusing at all, by the way.
Magnezone also has no Ultra Beast. Just in case you guys were wondering.
And
Duskmane? Did I say Dawn Wings?
Again, not confusing in any way. Yeah. We have it written next to us in all caps, big exclamation marks. No way we can get it wrong from this point onward. You'd think.
However, let's go back to Javier's board state again.
Yes.
There were 2 Rayquazas entering the battlefield. Both already have an energy attached to it. I imagine they came from a strong charge.
I would imagine so. I also just want to correct myself because earlier I said that he had a turn where he just drew and passed. He did declare Tempest GX. He just didn't flip over his GX counter. Or did he? It's
hard to tell. He has a customized GX counter. It could be the faded side.
And that thing about me saying he's probably not going to take the KO this turn was just wrong, apparently. Unless they're doing the maths wrong here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 12, 18. With the choice band, it should be a KO.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, it's 90, 180,
I think he was
210.
okay.
Minus 10 is 200. That's more than 180.
Yeah, I think he was really just debating whether or not he wanted to do it with
Choice band or an extra
with the
energy.
choice band of the energy. And we're just going to see an immediate retaliation with the Dust Mane. He's going to bench a Cynthia by the looks of it.
But Daniel now really needs to get some kind of setup. He has this one Magnezone, but if this Solgaleo goes down,
well,
he needs to have a backup attacker.
The thing about Magnezone is how quickly it can accelerate new attackers.
Like, Pokemon can come out of nothing.
Exactly. He'd like something down this turn though, ideally, so that he doesn't have to find a way to retreat the Magnezone or go around it. Like, it would be nice if he could get that attacker going, like starting right now.
Yeah, true. But however, he has the Duskmane Necrozma in the active spot. It has enough energies to attach. So for this turn, he's fine.
Exactly. We do see he has a Mount Coronet in his hand, which is a cool stadium you can play in this deck. Basically just lets you, once per turn, you can put 2 metal energy from your discard pile into your hand, which, again...
Yeah, I can see the synergy.
Everything just seems to synergize with Magnezone in this deck. He might be tempted to put them on the Magnezone as well.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It doesn't look like he has a lot of other options, and you really want to back up in case that Duskmane Necrozma goes down.
So, trying to wonder which attack he declared here, because I doubt it was a GX attack. I think it is its first attack just does 60 damage, and that would have been enough to KO the Ray in that situation.
Oh, not really.
Yeah, Claw Slash for 60. That's the one.
Or maybe he did Meteor. No, he does not have enough energies to do Meteor Tempest, so it must have been since Eclipse.
Yeah. No, Claw Slash with the 120 from the stack attack would be the 180.
True. Very true.
So, going to recycle a few energy back in. I wonder if he's tempting to leave 1 energy in his discard pile just so he knows the Stormy Winds, if he draws into it later on, can keep connecting.
Are you actually allowed to do that?
Yeah, it says up to 5, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I'm 99% sure it says up to 5.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't so sure, but could very well be.
Well, either way, he's still got quite a lot of energy on the board.
Yeah, I mean, potentially one of the Rayquazas is going to get knocked out pretty soon, so having energies in the discard pile should not take too long.
Yeah, probably.
And worst case, he can retreat.
So he's going to fail the nest ball here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's doing more than enough damage. And this is kind of like one of the other games we just witnessed, where once Rayquaza gets set up and its opponent runs even the tiniest bit slow, it can just spiral out of control.
Because Rayquaza can completely live from its board state. You
Exactly.
have the attackers on board, you have the energy acceleration on board, and even if you have 0 cards in your hand, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing he needs to draw for, and that's what makes Marshall in these situations so good. He's not looking for anything. He's fine. He just needs to make sure Daniel doesn't hit anything himself.
Yeah, very true. And Daniel is not in a good spot, but his hand wasn't too good, if I recall that correctly. So this Marshadow might not even hurt him.
Yeah, probably. He did have the Beast Energy, but again, nothing really to attach to either. I'm trying to remember what Magnezone's attack is, because that might even be the most relevant thing he could. He's going to get an S-Ball here, but then he'd have to retreat the Magnezone as well.
And down goes Duskmane Necrozma, and we have Magnezone in the active position.
Yep, and he can Mount Coronet and just get those energies back.
He does Zap Cannon. This Pokemon can't use Zap Cannon during your next turn. 130 damage for 4 energies.
Well, he has the Nest Ball, so he'll at least be able to put these energies on something that isn't Magnezone, because that's not that great. And only a 2 retreat cost on the Magnezone as well, so he can get that out of there no problem. I just assumed it was like way more than that, because he looks really heavy.
Yeah, but he's flying.
Ah, yeah, I didn't consider that.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's going for the Solgaleo Prism Star, which, aside from just being a really bulky non-GX, is a cool attack that accelerates energy from the discard pile, and it has a second attack, I believe, that just does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cool and interesting stuff in Daniel's list.
Yeah, it's very cool because you have the Magnezone, which accelerates the energy, and you have so many good metal attackers. So yeah, you can switch that around. Have a lot of variation. It's nice.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And we also see him putting a Magnite on his bench. So Magnemite, excuse me. He might potentially try to power up a second Magnezone just in case.
Yeah, just a potential backup. So the choice band does go down. He's got an energy retrieval in his hand, and he's got 4 energy in the discard pile, so he will be able to declare that attack if he really wants to on Solgaleo Prism Star. Not quite sure how much damage it is, but we're probably about to find out. Yeah, and there he goes. That's the Mount Coronet in combination with that for the Corona impact for 190. That's going to be definitely enough to take the KO.
Yeah. I mean, Daniel needs a KO now.
And doing it with a non-GX as well is definitely very helpful for him.
Yeah, it's Daniel's turn again.
Yeah. I think this is still his turn for the last one.
Excuse me.
Just getting out some stuff to secure him. So he's getting out the GX here, so it does give Javier the option to get like a really good like Guzma and other stuff kind of turn and then be able to just take the game this time because he is on 2 prize cards. So it gives him some kind of an out, but also Daniel does just need to keep setting up stuff. So and again, he doesn't want to attach to the Magnezone to be able to retreat it. He wants to just keep going with attackers, and this is the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely true. But now it's Javier's turn.
Yeah.
He decides to put Marshadow in the active position.
Well, he's got Guzma in the hand by the looks of it, so he just needs to be doing enough damage to make it work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 with the choice band is enough.
Yeah, I mean it's not too good to put Marshadow in the active position because he wants that big KO on Duskmane Necrozma. There's no problem. It's no problem for him if Daniel is able to KO the Marshadow.
Well, I think we're just going to see the Guzma for the game here if he has it, and there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Punishing Daniel for benching that just at the end of the last turn. He could have maybe bought himself another turn, but I think that game just got out of his hands.
Yeah, Javier was really having the advantage from early in the game on, and he kept it, and yeah.
Yeah, did Rayquaza things, basically. We've seen such duality of Vikavolt in the last few games.
Rayquaza just being Rayquaza.
The thing is, like, Vikabulu was like, it was a scary deck when that ran hot. And the thing, what always kept that in check was that sometimes it just didn't run hot, and sometimes it just didn't win games. But like, this is like, oh, what if Bulu was just better? And so now we're in this world. What if Bulu was like had an attack that made it more consistent, and another attack that did loads of damage, and another attack that attached ability that attached energy to it? It's a crazy deck.
Yeah, definitely is. Oh, now we can actually see Javier's GX marker. It has a Sylveon on it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I think it was flipped.
It was flipped, yeah. It's a little bit more faded on the other side. So, yeah.
We'll just try and keep better check of it this time.
So, what are the perfect starting Pokemon for each of these players in this very matchup?
For each of these players, I'm going to have a look at this medalist again and tell you. Because there's just so much wild stuff in this that, like, it's blowing my mind. There's a lot of just weird individual attackers.
Maybe starting with the Solgaleo Prism Star.
Maybe, yeah.
Is your favorite star?
Mostly as well because it's got a great attack that if you get the Magnezone up, you can just start doing loads of damage. And if you don't get the Magnezone up, you can start attaching energy from your discard pile that you might have gotten in there. Anyway, because and like 160 HP on a basic non-GX is just a great way to start any match.
Big.
Yeah, these Prism Stars are really tanky.
Yeah, and with Javier, it's probably Rayquaza.
Wait, okay, what do you think Danny's Magnezone line is?
Oh, actually, I haven't checked. I would guess it's 3-1-3.
It is 2 Magnemite, 2. Oh, he's playing 4-3. Oh my god. Okay, I read that as Magnemite Magneton. It's 2 different Magnemite. It just looks weird. It's 4-0-3.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was 2-2-3. And that would have been really weird. But we're seeing the second different Magnemite here.
It's interesting that he plays a split.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's a couple of like quote-unquote viable ones that you can potentially use. Again, it doesn't really come up that often, but I guess it's nice to keep your options open.
It is. So we see Daniel going for an Ultra Ball. Probably going for another Magnemite.
He does play a Judge in his list as well, so he does have a way to slow down Javier. If he does open with like a Lily for 8 or a Tempest, he does have a way to try and prevent him from getting that Vikavolt up. But I think in a lot of these matchups, and I think something we saw Jimmy do in the last one was just, hopefully he doesn't get the Vikavolt up. And then I have a few turns to myself and just to set up my own board.
Yeah, you just sit there and hope that Vikavolt draws. Yeah. Not that good.
2 Guzma prize for Javier, but not much else crazy about this other than that.
Isn't it 3 Guzma?
I think that's a Volkner in the middle.
Oh, yeah, true. But actually having Guzma prized is not too bad because that means you draw them in late game.
That's true.
That's when you actually need them.
Yeah, he's not going to be looking for that turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah,
we hope.
Well, if he draws the prize cards accordingly to the way we put numbers on our prize cam, Guzma is going to be his 3rd prize. So that's actually a nice timing for having Guzma, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say so.
However, we can see a Lily being played, turn 1. Obviously, great start.
And he has a rare candy Magnezone in hand, so...
And we actually can confirm now that he is playing Beast Energy.
Yes. If he has... I think ideally... Nah, he doesn't need another Magnemite on the bench. There's probably no threat at all of Javier knocking this thing out.
No, not really. I mean, if he's going to attack, he's probably going for Tempest Jigs anyways.
He's not going to risk it either way, which seems safe. I mean, like... It doesn't really matter. He doesn't want the Magnezone in the active regardless, and it's easier to retreat a 1 retreat cost Pokemon than it is to retreat a 2 retreat cost Pokemon, so he'll be fine.
And it's Javier's turn still. Yeah. He's going for a Nest Ball. Grubbin, obviously that's what you want to do in your first turn. You want that Grubbin on the bench to be able to evolve them in the next round.
Yeah, and 2 of them especially.
Of course, 2 of them is always safe, just in case Daniel somehow manages to knock out those Grubbins. You don't want to be there without any Grubbin at all.
Yeah. He's got Rare Candy Vikavolt in his hand, so we might see an Ultra Ball for a Lily for 8, but nah, there's nothing really he can get rid of. Or he's going for the riskier play here. Ultra Ball on the way to Vikavolt.
And he hasn't even checked his deck yet.
Maybe he's not. Well, he had the Nest Ball, so he had an opportunity to. So.
Oh, true.
Did he Ultra Ball away Vikavolt and Rare Candy?
Wow, I hope he's not getting punished for that.
Yeah.
And he's going for Marshadow. Daniel is showing him his hand. Like, look, it was not that good. Wow.
I just have Magnezone, Beast Energy, and a draw supporter.
Ooh, another Ultra Ball going to the discard pile.
Yeah. Stormy wins first. No energy in the discard pile, unfortunately, so nothing going on to that Ray. And the Marshall's going to hit the field. Really interesting that he chose the approach to disrupt his opponent instead of just opting to hold his hand and try and get that Vikavolt into play, especially when he had the 2 Grubbin. He knows he's safe for the turn after that.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking about going for Tempest Jigs anyways.
Yeah, potentially.
So, but still, I think it would have been nicer to have Rare Candy Vikavolt in deck and drawing into it potentially.
It's weird because you use Tempest because the 2 cards you want to draw are Vikavolt and Rare Candy, so it's a weird call, but then again maybe he's thinking about the future turns after that, you know, maybe he's worried about his hand will be drawn dead and that he has to use a Tempest after his opponent is set up.
Yeah, that's true. But still, I mean, he had an Ultra Ball in hand. He could have gone for a Tapu Lele or a Marshadow, but yeah. However, he decided to play it differently.
Well, he does get one of his Guzma, and of course Marshadow does not count as a supporter.
He's Guzma switch, so Rayquaza still in the active position.
And there's that Tempest.
And there's the turned a flipped over GX marker.
Now we know what that looks like. Yeah, he's doing that thing where you use Tempest and you just keep drawing cards and you're like, I still don't have 10 in my hand. And you have to just keep drawing them.
10 cards is so much.
It's quite a lot of cards.
A lot of energies, actually.
Well,
and I can see no Vikavolt rare candy. Ah, boy.
Well, he's Marshadowed Daniel into a Lily and a Magnezone and some very playable cards. So he can Lily for 5 and hope to hit the rare candy even. He doesn't play like one Volkner in Lele, does he?
Crazy. It's strange how that let loose turned the situation around.
And weirdly in Daniel's favour almost.
Crazy.
So he gets the second Magnemite out just for a bit of reassurance. And yeah, then we're going to see a Lily for 5.
That's still a good Lily.
It is. Especially when one of the other cards is Magnezone.
So let's see. You want to draw into a rare candy.
And 4
some way
energy.
of switching and energy.
Yeah.
Or even more energy and some way of rejecting. We have a Guzma.
And we have the rare candy.
Oh, wow. But only 1 energy, which is still fine.
At least he's getting his Pokemon into play. I think there's a discrepancy here because they're saying that he played that Magnemite this turn, which he did indeed do.
Yeah.
So that's a good spot on Javier. Oh, instead he's going to fake retreat and then evolve into the Magnezone.
He could have used the Guzma, but...
He lilied for 5.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, there are times to me when like playing Lily doesn't like feel like a supporter almost. It's weird because it's such an like compared to like Sycamore from last format, it doesn't feel like I drew enough cards for it to count as a supporter. And sometimes it's doing like less than how and you're like,
especially if you're used to seeing so much Zoroark.
Yeah, exactly.
Drawing 4 cards, that's not a supporter.
Yeah,
that's
you
an
just
ability.
do that all the time anyway. Like.
Yeah, so we have 1 Magnezone in play.
No Ram for 20, unfortunately. He's just being sensible and putting them on the dust main.
And it's Javier's turn again. Let's see how he's going to navigate himself out of his current position.
Yeah.
He has an Ultra Ball though.
He has an Ultra Ball. He has a Rescue Stretcher. So Ultra Ball for Lele for Volkner?
Potentially.
Double check his list to make. He does play Volkner, but one of them's in the prize cards, and he plays.
If we only knew
I think it's Electro.
Yeah, Electro makes sense.
In which case,
it
there's
kind
two
of
of them.
has like
Electric,
Electro, yeah.
You learn something new every day. So he's gonna Ultra Ball, and it looks like he's grabbing that Lele, and then it seems like he thumbed out the Volkner as well.
Yeah.
And this is the thing about Volkner. It's like the missing piece of the puzzle a lot of the time. It's a really good card at just connecting the Vikavolt and the Grobans. And you put that on top of Tempest GX and Lily for 8 and Hala if you want to play it. Like, it makes it so much more likely that you're going to get that Pokemon into play.
True.
And as we've established from previous games, once that happens, you're in a pretty good place.
Oh, and there's a Rescue Stretcher to get back the Vikavolt he discarded earlier. So...
Yeah. So not a bad Tempest in the end from him. But he did have to work a little bit harder for it.
Now we see an energy attachment to the bench Rayquaza, and there's the strong charge.
Yep.
And that's enough for the cute little Magnemite.
Poor Magnemite.
Actually, what is his ability doing? Oh, as long as it's on a bench, it does not get
that's like
damage.
really good against Jet Punch.
Yeah, it's a really good Magnemite as well. I can see why he plays a split.
Yeah, definitely. He is, weirdly, Javier's going to take the prize lead, which means Daniel can come in and use Dustmane's GX attack for only 2 energy if he doesn't want to commit the full 3 to do the 220 attack, depending on what he finds. It makes it a little bit easier for him to take the KO, but I think either way we can assume this Rayquaza is going down as long as Daniel draws well.
Very, very likely, yes. Daniel also has 1 energy on his hand already.
Okay.
He has the Guzma.
I said assuming Daniel draws well, and his hand is 2 Guzma, so I am sorry.
What's he doing?
Did he use Searching Magnets?
Yeah, he is searching
Oh my
magnets.
God. That's incredible.
And I was just saying that it doesn't really matter what basic Pokemon
In the
you're
back of my head, I was
using.
like, oh, why is he running not just all 4 of the ability ones? Well, I guess this is why. Surging Magnet. We actually saw it.
Amazing.
The only thing is, if Javier can get a Guzma to KO this Magnezone on the bench.
Yeah. And I mean, Daniel does not really have a lot of options on his hand. I can't really see how he gets another Magnezone, and there's the Guzma.
He'd need to... Yeah, he'd need to like top deck a... Like, he doesn't have either one of the pieces in his hand.
Yeah.
He'd need to top deck a Cynthia, which shovels in all the energy that he got with Searching Magnets, I'm afraid.
And down goes the Magnezone.
Looks like a Heatran at the top.
Yeah.
Heatran's a really weird card. And I'm not sure how many lists we're actually seeing it in of metal decks. But he's clearly found some use for it over the course of the day.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
And we are seeing it hit the bench. And hopefully we can get a little bit of a better look at it to have a better idea of what it does.
And there's another Guzma. Heatran now in the active position.
So trying to stall out. It's the guard press one. Okay, so Boiling Impact doing 130 is kind of like, it's like the Metal Delmies, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. You know, we see like non-GX Pokemon that do 130 are just becoming more popular, and like it's all thanks to Buzzwole.
You kind of need them.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna lose the price trade otherwise.
Exactly, yeah.
And it also has psychic resistance, which is really nice.
Yeah, that is really good actually. I think most of Daniel's deck would, which is a really nice thing to have against Trash Launch. Especially when you need to burn items to get the rare candies out.
However, it's Javier's turn again. We see another strong charge to the Grubbin and Vikavolt.
Well, we know Javier has 2 Guzma prize, so he's just going for the manual retreat on the Grubbin here, but it's looking likely that he's going to pick a Grubbin out, or not Grubbin, a Guzma out of his prizes here.
Yeah, if he draws the prize cards accordingly, he should draw the Guzma now.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh,
yep.
I called it.
We didn't write those numbers in for anything. So he's got the 3rd energy on, manually powering up that Dust Mane. It means he can GX attack for the KO, which is better than nothing.
And that's what we just saw. Daniel's now drawing his first 2 prize cards, and it's Javier's turn again. He does not even need to play the Guzma now.
No. He's got everything he needs here.
Rescue Stretcher.
As long as he has enough energy in the deck, and there's quite a bit in his discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 190 HP on that Dust Mane, so... Oh, he's just going to Stormy Winds on an energy, and there you go. That's enough damage to KO it.
Easy call.
If there is... There might only be 2 energy on that Vikavolt, actually. I'm not sure. That might be the Grubbin behind
however,
it.
he still has 2 strong charge abilities he could
does, yeah,
use.
he does.
So
there's got to be at least 1 energy in his deck.
1 energy
Or
from
his
his hand. Strong charge.
I think for safety's sake, he probably would like to find the energy recycler pretty soon, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's interesting to notice that he has now no energies in his deck anymore.
Yeah.
He only took 1 energy.
I don't know if it'd even matter because he has got the other Rayquaza powered up. So like, and he's going down to 1 prize this turn, and I mean, Daniel's board is not particularly good at all. I top deck Stevens, which is...
And he still has the Guzma in hand.
He still has it.
This Magnemite is an easy target.
Put the Beast Energy on. And I think
that's it.
that's just going to be game, yeah.
Javier made it, and he's so relieved. He must know that this is day 2 for him.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a great record now. He's put in quite a performance today, clearly.
Look how relieved he is. That's very nice to see.
It is, yeah. There's an awful lot of pressure when you're up there, especially when you're on stream as well. Like,
yeah.
And you know that this is an important game in your when you're trying to make day 2.
Yeah, it's really cool if you can present yourself. Both of these players are not very known on the international stage, and it's nice to have the opportunity to present yourself and then to win a game. And it was not really a close game, but both of these players played well. We have a well-deserved winner, and he's playing a cool list.
Well, and just before we go for another break, we do have yet another pack. This set is...
It's Guardians Rising.
Guardians Rising, okay. Alright, there we go. Again, lack of German is catching up on me on this trip.
We're gonna teach you some German.
That would be very useful.
What have we got?
Well, we got a code card, which I'm sure people will be interested
What a surprise. Do we also have a basic energy?
I bet we do. Well, either Paradise. It's not Hala.
Oh. Wait, we just talked about him.
Sudowoodo.
Oh, so far that's...
So far, a completely acceptable pack. Whalmer, just got better. Trubbish, not too bad. Jangmo-o, okay. Wimpod, not the ideal Wimpod, but...
But a Wimpod.
Yeah. Agumi.
Gumi. That's a cute one.
The code is GRI, by the way, guys. So go for that one. Reverse Hollow Gudra, and a Heliolisk. So these packs are just...
Oh, you forgot about
Oh,
the
my
most
apologies. Forgot about
Darkness basic energy.
the basic Dark Energy. So another incredible pack from us. Code is GRI again, just to remind you. And yeah, that's going to do it for this stream. Thanks for joining us.
See you again for round 7.
See you again for round 7.